still present a wonderful program and promote unity in the community. And I'm glad to be a part of the New Braunfels community, and we certainly want to keep the upbeat coming together. And I wish it could be in person, but however we are able to make it happen, let's take every opportunity we have. And it seems as though virtual right now is that opportunity. But there's an exciting program that we are putting together. And it's going to be a type of program that's going to have many highlights of previous marches, as well as some current updates. So where we're planning to go in the future. Now, I want you to get ready and just get excited. The presentation that we will be broadcasting, it will be live streaming on Facebook, on YouTube, on Zoom, and also on our website at the New Braunfels MLK Association website. It will be broadcasting at 10 o'clock on MLK Day. Now, the film that we will be broadcasting will be about close to 2 hours long. But in the film, there's going to be many exciting things going on. So, of course, you will be hearing from me, yours truly, and I will be commenting on various things, current events, as well as different ones that point to the work and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King and how we are privileged to extend his work and accomplish things even just as recently as this year, because coming together as a city, we were able to address issues as a team. And I believe that was part of the dream of Dr. King, where you can have the community come together, whether what color you are, whether it's Black, white, Hispanic, did not matter, where you can come together as a team and be able to get things done. Well, on this virtual program that we're going to be putting together, certainly we're going to have special greetings from our mayor, Mayor Brockman. He will give in a special greetings and a special prayer from Pastor Ray from Oakwood Church. But we also will have highlights of the activism of John Michael Franklin and Henry Ford. Remember, John Michael is my son, and he had started the campaign back when he was in 8th grade to convince the school districts of New Braunfels to observe the MLK holiday by closing the schools and allowing individuals to participate in city events that commemorates the work of Dr. King. So we'll highlight just some aspects of his journey when it comes to that campaign that he did. And he was campaigning for almost a year. And we will also have highlights of Henry Ford, who serves as the vice president of the New Braunfels MLK Association, but as well as the founder of the MLK March itself. We'll have highlights, what was in his heart. He'll talk about what was in his heart, as well as show some clips of that first historical march that we did here in New Braunfels. There will be clips of Henry, there'll be clips of others who was marching, there will be clips of the march. There will be clips of the very short speech that I gave at the plaza, and it's just going to unfold into something beautiful. Now, we're going to be featuring two speakers, two keynote speakers. Our first speaker will be Dr. Gregory Hudspeth. He is the president of the NAACP. He's going to be one of our speakers, as well as Dr. Renee Watson, of course, who is the chairperson of the San Antonio MLK Commission. She's going to be one of our speakers. So we're excited. We are looking forward to hearing from both of them. And I'm sure they're going to have something great to say to us. They'll be speaking for maybe about 15, 20 minutes on the broadcast. And then we're going to have featured musical guests. Soul Sessions is going to be coming back to us, and they will be giving 2 selections, as well as the UTSA Voices in Praise. They're going to be given 2 selections, and the Resurrection Baptist Church male chorus. Y'all remember that huge choir that came, and they were all dressed nicely together, and those Black men sung us to heaven. They sung us to heaven. And so they're going to be presenting a presentation as well, 2 selection. Now, remember, this is all going to be, now those musical selections will be pre-recorded. Everything will not be live. Some things will be pre-recorded. but the musical selections will be pre-recorded. So expect great things to happen, glory, when they begin to present themselves to us once again in hymns and psalms. It's going to make us happy and reflect upon the work of Dr. King, because all of the songs they were saying will complement the cause. And I'm looking forward just to hearing from them again. Also, we'll be having a segment that's called Meet the Board, where each board member will have a minute to introduce themselves and comment upon the quote that we'll be using for the year. And the quote that we are going to be using for the year is the quote that Dr. King quoted in Selma. He said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy." And that's what we have to reflect upon, because things are very chaotic right now, and turbulence are in the land. Our nation it's divided. But where do you stand in moments like this? Will you show yourself to be the kind of person that others can look to be an example, and to be steady during the storm? Just like Dr. King, he was steady during the time of a storm, and he continued to go forward in obtaining to fulfill the dream that he had. And I greatly thank God that he never gave up. And so we have to continue moving forward in that same fashion. So we were excited about the board members just introducing themselves and having a comment. Each one of them will probably talk for about a minute and just present themselves and give a comment about our quote. And then we're going to have a time throughout the film now. The film may not go in the order that I'm talking about it, because throughout the film, all the choirs will not be singing one after another. It's going to be certain parts of the film where the choirs will be presented and they'll do the selection. There's going to be a part in the film where we have what we call shout out from the community, where people are already starting to mail in 15-second video clips where they're just shouting out, saying whatever they're going to say. Hello, New Braunfels family, and say something about Dr. King. They can do it as a group. They can do it as an individual. And I would love for the Democratic Party, if you all can get together one time and just do a 15-second or 20-second video of just giving a greetings or a shout out to the New Braunfels community, because all through the film, you're going to have different ones doing a shout out and saying something profound, something that will promote unity in our community, and that will aid us in our endeavors to fulfill the dream of Dr. King. Also, there are going to be certainly clips of different historical events of Dr. King. Of course, I may be speaking in the background while these clips are playing, talking about the scene. And then we'll play a portion of Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech. That's going to be also included in the film. And that we also going to be having live streaming community activities throughout the day. Now, the film is going to start at 10. It runs probably going to run close to 2 hours long. And we may plan to show the film again later on that day around 3. But also we are planning other community activities the day of MLK Day and also throughout the month of December. Because what we plan to do is that each week in December, we're going to do some type of live stream activity leading up to MLK Day. And we'll be making those announcements. There was a commercial that we're putting together that we're getting ready to introduce to social media. And so you're going to begin to start seeing our commercials play. And so get at least a glimpse of what's to come. And it's going to also be talking about what events is going to be coming up, which week this event is going to be in December, which week this event is going to be in December. And so you'll see that schedule. And then, of course, there will be times in the month of January where we hope to also do some interesting things with the young people, with our children. We're going to have some educational, we're going to have a live stream moment. We're going to try to get as many of our members who have children to link in with us on Zoom, where we can play a very short video, educational video clip of Dr. King, and then entertain some questions and things of that nature. Just give some time for the kids. And so we plan on doing that. But this is kind of just give you a little glimpse of what our plans are. And again, we just really hope that as we move forward and as we begin to advertise and promote the virtual program, we certainly would love for you to be a part by sending in a video clip from the Democratic Party doing a shout out. And certainly want you to help us to spread the news. We are going to have flyers made so that some flyers can be, we will of course digitally mail the flyers to individuals, and they can make their own copies and pass out flyers about it. We're also still going to have our street banners like we normally do on the four corners of the city, advertising the MLK Day virtual program. So people will be able to see that advertisement. They'll see the time it's going to start, and they'll see it'll be on Facebook and Zoom, YouTube. We'll have that information there, or they can just go to Facebook or YouTube or our website and also find the details of how to link in. So that's pretty much just the gist of it. And it's going to be exciting. And we're hoping to, again, starting in December is when we're going to begin to create interest and create excitement by having those weekly activities. And we'll have more details for you on what that's going to look like. Some of the things are still in draft. Other things we are complete with some segments of the film. But just keep us in prayer and just remember us as we endeavor to still do our best to have something for the city where the city can be involved with and interact with us during the time of the MLK Day. And I'm excited about it. Well, that's pretty much it about what we're planning to do for the MLK Day. And I hope that some of you are able to join us with some of those activities when you see where we're advertising. If it looked like you might can link in at that time, we'd love for some of you to be a part of some of those activities. All right. Now, are there any questions or comments about anything I've said?
Sounds very inspiring.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I can't wait. I can't wait to have it. But I am going to miss the march.
Oh, I am too. We're all going to miss the march. Even San Antonio. I mean, some of the people in San Antonio, the president was sharing me, the chairperson was saying, some people are still saying they're going to march anyway. But but it wouldn't be organized. The city wouldn't be in support of it because the city really don't want that to happen. So anyhow, but we're all going to miss the march. But we're not alone. A lot of the MLK organizations again or has postponed their marches, and some of them may have not, but most of them have. And so we'll see what happens. Who knows? Who knows? Things could take a great turn for us, and we still might can do a little something at the plaza. We are talking about what can we do at the plaza without having a ceremony at the Civic Center, just in case we might be able to go out and do something that's still safe and we're outside and maybe not have the crowd that we normally have. So we are talking about what we can do at the plaza as one of the activities that we can present.
That's great. Are you going to have your yearly T-shirts?
Well, right now, T-shirts are available on and you know what, Susan and Kathleen and Ms. Ford, they know the details of how to go to the site. We have actually the MLK has we have a little online store where Big Frog helped us to set up. Big Frog printing company helped us to set up a little store. And on there, we do have T-shirts. Matter of fact, you see the logo that's behind me? This logo is on the front of the T-shirt, and the quote of the year is on the back of the T-shirt. Okay. So if you go to Big Frog, if you call them Big Frog Printing Company, they'll tell you exactly where the site is. And I'm sorry, I just don't have all the details that some of the other board members have, but they're the ones been working on it. I'm aware of it. I just can't tell you what that address is off the top of my head, but Big Frog will be able to let you know what that is. And you can go there and order your shirts now. You can order your shirts now, and there are other things you can order from our online shop that we was able to create and establish through Big Frog aiding us in that process.
Excellent, excellent.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear that because I like getting my yearly T-shirt.
Well, we will make sure we include that information in our advertisements. Our advertisements is going to be starting before the end of this month. So you're going to start seeing one of our commercials, and we'll make sure that we'll mention that in the commercial, as well as printed information on our Facebook page so people know where to go to get their shirts. I think Susan have already shared the information a couple of times on our Facebook page, but we're going to bring it back to the forefront so people can know, hey, this is where you can get your shirts for this year.
Great.
Bishop Franklin, thank you very much.
Yes.
You mentioned the ultimate measure of a man, the ultimate measure of a group is to stand up for what you stand for. Thank you very much. And thank you, the MLK Association, for standing up to all the craziness with this, these Trump trains that have ruined our community. Thank you very much for standing up.
Well, you're more than welcome. And as I said, I'm glad to be a part of a team that we were ready to go. We were ready to make the step to address it. And I'm sure that some of you are already aware of the diversity team that we have been able to put together in the city of New Braunfels. And it's just going well. It's going well. We have a meeting, I think, on this Thursday, and we want to stay ahead of the game. And it's always been my dream to have such a forum. I started talking about this type of forum a couple of years ago, the importance of having such a team, and I'm glad to see it come to fruition.
That's great. Yep.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you again for allowing me this opportunity. And just look for it. Look for it. It's going to be coming your way soon. And we're going to make sure we get the email blast out to all of those on our supported list about the commercial, about the advertisements, and they'll know where to go to see some of these things, just to help to gear their heart toward preparing to be a part of that virtual program. Thank you again for allowing me to share. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Bishop Franklin.
And I want to say one last thing. I am so glad that we're about to head toward at least some stability and order. I'm glad.
We all are.
Let's keep praying for the nation.
That's right.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Thank you all. I'm getting ready now to prepare to do this broadcast, and we'll be talking with you again real soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome. You're more than welcome. Thank you.
Always like how he has so much energy and positivity.
Right.
Every time he speaks, he's so positive, and the energy is there. So anyway, and now that I know it was his son that brought it up to the Comal ISD school board to have MLK Day as a school holiday, that's nice to know. I knew it was a student, I just didn't know the parents involved with it. So anyway, all right, so we're moving on to our next thing. This is starting of the annual meeting. And so we're going to start with Angie with the membership report.
Well, it's good to see everyone. Anybody else as tired as I am? I feel like I could sleep for like, I don't know, a month.
How many of y'all cried Saturday? How many of y'all have cried since then? Yeah. I mean, when it was finally announced in the speech Saturday night, that's really
I think it's just a release of tension.
Yeah.
At least that's what I've been experiencing. But you know, this year's been really hard on so many different levels, and our members have carried us all the way through to the end. We have 181 members, which I would have never dreamed if you would have told me that in January. 38 of those are key members. so grateful to that generosity. Again, it's been really hard in a lot of different ways, and financially is definitely one of them. So really appreciate everyone. Just staying current with your membership. You have no idea how much we appreciate that, because we've just been completely unable to fundraise for anything. I mean, it's been really difficult. So hopefully we'll see our members come back and renew in January. I put a link in the chat if anybody wants to do that. But yeah, we'll talk about renewing memberships in January after we all sleep for a month. So thank you.
Thank you, Angie. And now we're going to move, Stacy, you're going to give us a communication update, maybe about the last couple of ads and what we're planning on kind of thinking about for this coming year.
Sure, happy to do it. Thank you to everybody who worked so hard on this last election. Everyone did such a good job, and I feel like I did my work ahead of time and then was just watching all of you working so hard during the actual election. So well done, all of you. In case you missed it, I'm going to show you the latest ad that we ran. This ran the Thursday before Election Day, and we plastered it all over the place. We had it, this was in the Herald Zeitung in the spotlight section. Can you all see that? Mr. Rees, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Do you see it? So that was the ad that, I'm sorry?
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. It was a team effort, of course. So that was in the Herald Zeitung. We were very proud of it. We put it on our website. We put it on Facebook. We put it all over the place too, to remind people how important this election was. And I think people were watching, or they paid attention. So good job. We are going to continue doing ads in the Herald Zeitung. We'll be doing them. We'll start up probably again after the new year. I don't know exactly when. They have a cycle, and when it's time to renew, we are planning to do that. We have put that in the budget for this next year because we feel like it's important to have our name out there and to continue pushing our message, whatever that may be. We've been using the slogan, stand up, speak up, show up, because we wanted people to show up for the election. It was really important that they do that. So we'll probably switch to a new slogan for the next year. I'm sure a lot of people are tired of that one, but I think it certainly spoke to the time and was really important. So we'll be unveiling new things by the time we have our next meeting. But in the meantime, I want to show you our Democrat store, which we have online. You can also go into the office and find these things, which is what most people are doing. But if you don't want to go into the office, or it gets really bad and you don't feel safe doing that, you can order your Democratic paraphernalia online. We don't have the shirts to give to people online, but you can purchase them and then pick them up at the office. We still have our mugs. These are not they don't have anything about the year on them, so they're evergreen. You can always use them. I walk around with my mug proudly while I'm walking in the morning. With the big donkey on it. We have a little coffee mug that does not have the year on it either. This, of course, is our magnet that we were putting on all of our cars. That one does have Democrats 2020, but it's still relevant if you'd like it. Our buttons are evergreen. And then we have package deals. And then there's a bunch of stuff that's also available. If you just go to our website, democratsofcomal.org, you can find it. It's on the homepage here. Right here on Doc Store. Also, if you know people who would like to be members, we've got a big join us right here in the middle, so they can click on it and learn all about how they can be members of our organization. We certainly thank Angie for the hard work she's done, but you all can do a good job too with spreading the word about membership. We will be posting information on the website as we get closer to the 2022 election, which doesn't seem that far away. But for right now, we just have general information there. And we'll be keeping you posted about ways that you can get involved and things that you can do. Again, we're planning to do the Herald Zeitung ads probably in January. So look for those on Thursdays. We'll have our standard ad. They have the spotlight section on Thursdays, and there's a big ad in the middle and a bunch of ads around it. And we have a constant ad around it, and then we get two of the big ads in the middle. So 2 or 3, I don't remember how many come with our package. So we're excited to be keeping
we got 3 big ads.
Did we get 3? Okay.
Yeah, one time we
Um,
got 3 for the 20 weeks. So
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we'll continue to do that. We'll put good messages up there and do all we can to support our Democratic candidates and the Democratic agenda. So we're excited about it. I'm excited about the new year. This year has been exhausting for everybody, and I applaud you all for keeping on, and for all of your hard work. I designed a lot of the pieces that went out, and I got one in the mail. It was very exciting to see one of my postcards in the mail. But I really applaud all of you who took all of the time to send those things out and make sure that they got into people's hands, and just all the work that we did. We sent out so many mailers. We sent out so many postcards. We put door hangers on doors with the Comal Democratic Party, the Democratic Women of Comal. There were a lot of people who put a lot of effort into all of these pieces, and I was proud to be a part of it. It was just a tiny part, and I feel like it was really important in getting out the vote, and I'm glad that everybody took the time to make sure that everything was just right and that we got it out in a timely manner. So we'll continue the hard work next year.
yeah, we'll keep building that infrastructure of volunteers.
Yeah.
Thanks,
So
Stacy.
you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you all.
And
So I have a suggestion for the next marketing campaign there for you, Stacy. So how about we're not socialists and we're not
Yeah.
coming for your guns either. Hit it right on the head,
And the suburbs are safe.
We're not socialists, we're your neighbors. We're not
Right.
coming for your guns. We're coming to claim our community.
Right.
Some stronger language is definitely needed for next week, because I'm going to share something with y'all that I'm sure you all know. Alan West, he is the GOP chair for the Texas Republican Party. And he said that Texas will be led by constitutional conservatives, not middle of the road roadkill. He's speaking about the new Speaker of the House, Phelan, who will likely get the gavel for the GOP party here in, for the legislature, for the House here, because it's still GOP dominated. So he goes on further to say that they're not going to support a middle of the road roadkill individual who seeks alliance with Marxist, socialists, and leftists. We fought hard in this 2020 election cycle against massive odds and leftist resources to retain a strong majority in the legislature. So that's what we're up against, folks. We're not up against ducks and bunnies and unicorns. We're up against the hardcore. The Tea Party was a Tea Party, y'all. This is different. So I just want you all to think about strong messaging for going into 2021, because we do have local elections, and develop that messaging. There's going to be a top-down shakeup in the Democratic Party from the DNC on down to, local levels this year, because everything, especially in the Texas Democratic Party, didn't work. We barely budged the needle. So there's going to be some hard come to Jesus kind of stuff going on this year. Just hang on there. Put on your big girl, big boy pants. Grow a tougher skin. Buckle up, because we took a victory lap with Biden and Harris, but come on back around, because guess what? There's a big 900-pound gorilla still in the White House. So, and all of his little minions are still out there today. I'm sorry to be the wet blanket, but that's just the reality of the situation. We're not there yet, folks. So, chin up and keep up the good work and all that stuff, because because y'all are the leaders in this community. So you figure out what's going to work best for this community, because I know you can.
I heard Rick Wilson with the Lincoln Project talk recently, and he's very.
I see you taking a drink there, Rebecca.
but
It's okay. Sorry, Diana.
It's been a tough month.
maybe I need one. But he seemed very positive about Texas. He said they just need to get their ground game together like Stacey Abrams
Yes.
managed in Georgia. And he said they can do that.
No,
He's not saying his timeline, and he said they're not going to just wither away either. But he said if Texas can get their act together like Stacey did in Georgia and go blue, he said once Texas goes blue, he said you're not going to have another Republican president for years and years and years.
No, we've been saying that for years too.
I know, but he said that the infrastructure buildup in Texas was not good, just like
No.
Gloria was saying.
Yeah, it
He
was.
said you have to get something like Stacey Abrams, something really
Oh, yeah.
detailed. And I mean, she apparently had her game together.
Well, we can look at other models too. I mean, if you look at the Arizona model, you call it the Harry Reid model of activism in Arizona, how that was flipped blue. But see, in other places that have strong union presentation, you know, like Pennsylvania and Arizona, there are strong unions in those states. We don't have that here in Texas. So we do have organizations. I mean, we could look at the, you know, what is it called? The workers that work in hotels. I forget what they're called.
Hospitality.
Well, they're not hospitality. It's called something else.
The
There's
culinary-
a large organization, ostensibly union-like in San Antonio. So there's larger organizations that really make the effort to get out the vote. I mean, they put on their masks, they put on their face shields and their gloves, and they went out and knocked on doors. So we don't have that kind of organization, similar organization here, like, for example, in Comal County. But we do have smaller pockets of organizations here in Comal County. And, you know, for example, the MLK that are like-minded individuals, like the MLK Association, like even this, the new group that Asia Edwards and Matt Stevenson have formed, the Community of Compassion.
Yeah.
So you have these kind of things, but they're not unionized. They're still just people who have, you know, they care about the community and they have great feelings about the community, but they're not highly organized, not like these union organizations are. So in order to get that, you know, really do that strong groundwork, not for nothing, y'all, but a good example is along the border of Texas, how the bluer than blue counties went for Trump. You know, when you're talking about, they're small counties, but it's still an indicator, you know, so that the GOP gets that. They're willing to run over their grandmother to get a vote. So, yeah, I'm just telling you, I mean, and I read some pretty harsh rhetoric that West had. So that's really what we're up against. It's like, what are we willing to do that kind of hardcore organization here and come out? I'm just not talking about Texas is going to have to rejigger. They're off base.
Isn't that still though? You're talking about the small rural counties along the border.
Right.
From what I have read, conservatives, religious,
Sure.
anti-abortion,
Mhm.
and we got here legally. Why should anybody not do the same thing? So everything that we stand for, except socialism, you know, it is just not what they're looking for. So we've got to, you know, what do you do about that?
But those are traditionally been blue counties. I mean, they haven't voted for a Republican since the Reconstruction era. And all of a sudden they flip, maybe just a couple of points, but they could be totally red in 2 cycles. So, and because of the kind of organization that went in there and activated those people with the messages that they were willing to listen to, not so much the guns and not so much the guns thing, but these are communities of Hispanic families. So they really drove home that you know, under a Biden administration, all the babies are going to get killed. You know, I mean, just really they use those fear mongering tactics, and also that the border is going to be overrun by people that don't belong here, and y'all came in the right way. So those are the kinds of strong messages that they really picked up on, and that was just enough to flip those counties. And you know, I kept saying, oh, you know, we're going to be okay because we got the border. It always goes for a Democrat. Not this cycle. So there's a lot of come to Jesus soul searching that the Texas Democratic Party needs to do, to not only invest in the Latinx community and communities of color, to really invest in that vote, not just come in with some lip service, you know, and a mariachi band. You know, that happens every 4 years, like whack-a-mole, they just pop up. You know, but it has to be a true investment in the community to learn what those issues are in the specific communities. What do they really care about? And to help the communities rather than just come in and say, well, we need your vote and then we'll help you. So that's something that the TDP needs to think about. And that needs to come from, you know, Sherry Bustos ran that, and I really like her a lot. You know, she's a Democrat from Ohio, senator, I think, is this from Illinois or Ohio? I can't remember. But she was the chair of the DNC, and she admits a failure because the DNC, just like the Texas Democratic Party, not only ignored communities of color, but they also ignored the rural communities. And especially here in Texas, I mean, that really hurt us a lot. So not to say that it can't be fixed, but there's going to be a lot of rejiggering done. And this is something that I want to share with you all, that to make a difference in this community, we're going to need more than a 5% bump every 4 years. That's what happened now. Okay, so we got 10,000 more Democrats to vote this cycle, but that equates to 5% increase. I mean, we were hoping for like maybe 10, 15. It looks so awesome, you know, but, you know, a lot of hope, but it's going to take courage and really digging in and thinking about, you know, are you really willing to run over your grandmother to get a vote? Because I am telling you, the GOP has just started, and we have strong, fearless Republicans that will do anything to make sure that their folks are elected to serve their interests. What are we willing to do? So I know we all want to be loving and care about each other and, you know, flowers and rainbows and all that stuff. It's not going to work. Really is not. Got to get tough, really tough.
You know, I think that socialism message is huge. Yeah. And a lot of these people, I don't even think they could define what socialism is.
I never want to hear that word again.
It's just they know GOP says Democrats are socialists and it's bad, you know?
No, what we should say, well, they might be we might be socialists, but you're a fucking asshole. That's what you are. So, you know, I mean, use some, you know, put some, you know, seriously, we have to.
I want to remind you all this is being broadcast on YouTube, so just be careful.
Okay.
Just let you know.
That's okay. I'm going out.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we finish with our business meeting, and because Kim really has all this scheduled at the end of our whole session. So we can
anyway, no, I have to actually, thank you very much. And, you know, feel free to quote me on that, Stacy. So, and everybody else
I was
just listening on YouTube.
You, that's all. Just making sure you know.
That's okay. We'll have another conversation on Thursday too. So I hope some of you will come to the executive committee meeting, because there'll be some strong decisions that will be made at that time. Some discussion around how things might be improved here.
Can I make one recommend? Sorry, but
I've got to go to another meeting. 15 minutes late, whatever.
Sorry. For
It's okay.
about socialism, I heard a podcast that was really great. It's This American Life, and the name of it is What is Socialism? And a lot of good people and perspectives as to, you know, not only academics, but people from Norway and who say, hey, we're social democrats. You know, Bernie shouldn't call himself a democratic socialist. He's not. You know, in other words, the term and education about socialism, yeah, it can't be just education. It's got to be more hardball and get certainly according to Gloria, but that's a big part of it. So I would really recommend it. The podcast on This American Life. I assume it's free. I just, you know, wherever you get podcasts, what is socialism?
Yeah, we're not going to, you know what? We're not going to win people over with education. Sorry to say, you know, it's like, oh, you need to go, you know, look at this NPR thing over here. No, we need to it needs to be hit with a hard message. What do we do that's so much better that will attract people to vote for their best interests? Because right now they're not voting for their best interests. They're voting because somebody told them to vote, or all their friends are voting that way, or their priest told them to vote that way, or their minister or whatever. So it's
Or they scare them,
or there's a
by
fear
saying,
factor.
yeah, they put the fear factor that if they don't vote GOP, this is what's going to happen to them.
That's anyway. I'm sorry to dominate the conversation, but it's just it's really needs. It's gonna, you know, the rubber's gonna hit the road, y'all, in the next election cycle.
Yeah, and
so I hope you're
around. You know, we can't take off time. I mean,
no.
Starting
I haven't.
2021. So
actually, I've been phone banking in Georgia, so that's the next big thing. And we're going to send out a special bulletin, I think tomorrow, maybe Thursday, about how you can get involved if you want to. That's really the next tranche, y'all. I mean, it's no doubt that Biden and Harris will likely be our next administration. Don't catch chickens before the hatch, y'all. Be happy now, but stay active. Georgia's the big win. If we can get Ossoff and Warnock elected, and we can help them from Texas, by the way, however way we can, just like we do here, can help from in Georgia too. Then that means the Senate is even, and the split is decided by the vice president. So that's really the big takeaway. Otherwise, Biden's not going to get anything done. He's going to have to do executive orders, you know.
If the Senate's even, would Mitch McConnell be a majority leader?
Nope, no majority leader.
Good.
It's a split Senate, and the deciding vote. In fact, during the first hearing of rules, you know, they decide on the rules, you know, how they're going to run the Senate in whatever the Senate is during the, you know, the new administration. They come in and say, okay, the Senate Rules Committee meets and they talk. And at that time, the vice president can come in and say, you know what, I'm going to decide on the rules. So that means our party is going to be in the majority. Now, will that happen? I don't know, maybe. But it's a possibility. At least if we have a 50-50 split, and if Kamala Harris comes in and decides for the majority, it decides that split goes to the Democrats, Dianne Feinstein will be the majority leader. So if I don't know if it's a possibility, or it could just be a you know, an equal Senate decided by, I don't see Mitch McConnell going that way though. So y'all, I'm just gonna work my fanny off. I'm in Georgia.
We all need to do, but whatever information we get from Georgia, we need to follow their recommendations.
Sure.
So like if we're doing postcards, we need to put the message that they say to put on it, not the message we think should go on it.
No.
Because
It's
they have worked really hard organizing and know what message works in Georgia.
there's a lot of opportunities. I'm trying to pull them all together to make sure that people have the right resources to go to. If they want a phone bank or text bank or write postcards or write letters, there's different campaigns that are going on, and their resources are flooding into Georgia. So if y'all are interested in doing that, like I said, we'll be sending out a special bulletin this week. Okay, y'all, sorry for the, the harsh rhetoric and the kick in the backside, but that's what I love to do. So thank you all for listening, and I'm gonna get out of here and go to my other meeting. Carry on.
Thanks. See you Thursday, Gloria.
You bet.
All right. All right, we're gonna move to Marcia, who's gonna summarize the minutes from October.
Well, you all were emailed it, so I don't think you need that. I mean, and we didn't really say that much. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guest speaker, Mike Collier, Dottie Laster, membership, communications, treasury. No, we didn't really say much. We just said the nominating, the budget, and the committees will be reporting. We voted on some changes in the bylaws, making it more clear who has voting rights on the board, and we reported on the get out the vote projects. That's what we did.
Okay. All right. Financial report from Rebecca.
Wait a minute. Does everybody approve of the minutes? I have to have a vote on that.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes as read, as summarized.
I see Kathy seconded.
All righty, thank you.
All in favor, go.
Makes it official.
There you go.
No, official, okay.
All right. And now, Rebecca, the financial report.
Okay, we, unfortunately, my Excel spreadsheets don't work very well on MailChimp, so I cannot include in the MailChimp mailings the financial report. But we were pretty slow on membership. We only had $90 in membership during October. We did have $172 in merchandise sales. There are still shirts, and as Stacy said, we have lots of cups and mugs and travel mugs available and other things too. So our sales have kept us going. We had a huge $10 donation, but all in all, we had $272 in income. We had our CCDP rent for the quarter. We paid the Comal County Democratic Party. We helped pay for the rent on that unit, and Brontech storage. Otherwise, we had Act Blue fees and Square Up fees, for a total expense of $824.67. So all in all, we're sitting with $4,479.42 in our checking account and $2,527.25 in our savings account. We do have one large bill coming back in that membership had pretty much approved of payment when we did our whole Civitech adventure, I say adventure. So we, after getting all the information out under Civitech, we decided too that we would text people right before the election that we had information on, and that was part of it, and that was through Hustle. So we are now paying $865 as our half. We split the cost with CCDP on that. So that will reduce us. But otherwise, we still have money. We need to get our membership going right after the first of the year or whenever. So, and we are planning on hopefully having maybe some, if we can find the right venue with enough social distancing, maybe we can have a garage sale next year and see if we can get some money back. But that's about it. There's the financials. Any questions? Good.
All right. Thank you, Rebecca. Yes, so we have to focus on trying to raise some money next year.
Yep.
Let's see. Our next thing is the audit report. Kathy, are you going to present that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
We met with Rebecca on November 4th. Layla Reynolds and I were the audit committee. And Rebecca provided us with her ledgers and her checkbook and all of her records. And quite frankly, they're amazing, very complete and very clear. And she's doing a great job with that. We also talked some about how to approve amounts in excess of $500 that were not in the budget. And what we decided that if there was an expense that was not itemized in the budget and approved when the budget was approved, that it should go to the membership for approval, and that we would use MailChimp to do that and then request a vote by email back. The best alternative is have all those things in the budget. But if something comes up and needs to be voted on, we suggested either Zoom or MailChimp as a way of getting a vote by the membership. We also, let me see. Yeah, any expenditures that are made without approval are not necessarily reimbursable. So we need to be very careful about making any expenditures that are either not line items in the budget or have been given approval by the board and the membership. So that was the recommendation that we had. We thought that we should commend Rebecca for her record keeping as treasurer, because as I said, it was really phenomenal and made our job very easy.
Well, one of the things too, we did say that approved expenditures, did you read that part, Kathy?
Right.
That other than normal operating expenses, we need to look, such as Hustle, Civitech, et cetera, all the monies that we're spending, large amounts, we need to evaluate. Is it, is this something we need to do again? Was it worth our money? We just need to have some idea of whether, when we're spending member money, basically, we need to be sure that it was well spent. That's all. That was another
and
thing
I did not include that. I can go back and amend this report because that's important.
Okay, that was I think what Layla said in her last thing. It was in there.
Any questions about the audit? Rebecca made it very easy. I'll have to tell you that.
Good.
Probably call her the money person. She's
the thing on getting out MailChimp is strictly that our bylaws say all we have to have are 10 members to approve a lot of money at times. And we have 181 members. So 10 members is pretty small. And when we are voting on something, it can only be members voting. It can't be non-members. So to me, and this was one of the things we discussed, that we wanted to be sure that people could, we can send that out on a MailChimp and say, please get back to us, give us your vote, so that we hear from the members on this. That was it.
Kathy,
Yes.
When you were talking about two of the two of the issues about the $500 limit and about some things are not reimbursable. I was trying to listen to you and trying to figure out if that will, trying to read this at the same time, trying to figure out if you were talking about things that are written on this report. Were you just reiterating what's on this report?
Right, yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Except for the part about reviewing things to see if they were money well spent. That was extracurricular. Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't on the report. All right, thank you, Kathy. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
And I think all the recommendations are the right thing to do. Good recommendation.
Good.
Appreciate you and Lila's help on that.
Well,
So
glad
anyway,
to do it.
you could not say all those nice things if I had been in charge of money. Okay.
You have to know Excel.
Your records
And
were really phenomenal.
that's
I
another
was
thing.
extremely
Yeah,
impressed.
yeah, it is. All right. The next item is proposed budget. And I think Rogers is going to tell us about that.
He needs to
There we go. Now you're ready.
okay.
No, can't hear you. And Stacy, I'm not able to unlock people's mics.
Oh, I'll fix that. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Because
Let me fix it for you.
part of my screen is frozen.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll unlock people. Who needs unlocking?
Janet and Roger Williams.
Great. Working on it, guys. I'm sorry about that. There you go. Oops. You should be able to unmute yourselves now. There you go.
But we still can't hear.
I think they're having audio problems of some kind.
Yeah, we can't hear you, but you're not muted. So I'm not sure what is going on.
Have a microphone that's off, maybe?
Maybe the volume's down. Maybe the volume's down.
It could be.
Are you using a laptop or an iPad or? We can.
Okay.
Rebecca, did you get the proposed budget?
I got the proposed budget. Yes.
Okay. So Rogers, we'll let Rebecca present it if that's okay.
All right. We have proposed $2,000 in membership, and that's versus $1,200 in 2020. We've proposed $2,000 in key members versus $3,500 in 2020. And additional donations, we've $300 to $120. And the difference is we proposed $4,820 in 2020. We actually ended up with almost $5,000 in income from that area. And this time we're going 4,300 because we know there was a lot of push to get people to donate everything from an election standpoint. Merchandise and t-shirts and things of that nature. We're looking to sell maybe, we had nothing really planned of any great extent last year, but we're looking to have $500 in items such as our mugs, our t-shirts, our magnets and things like that. And we probably will come in with some t-shirts later on in the year. and this is all on income. We're only looking to possibly with our ads have some reimbursements from CCDP to pay us money, because we split the costs on the ads that we pay with Comal County Democratic Party. So we're looking for about $700 being reimbursed from that standpoint. Fundraisers, we're gonna hope we can do a movie for $650. We're going to try the garage sale again for $1,000. We just need to find a place that has a lot of space so we can socially distance while we're selling goods. And then maybe later on in the year have a dinner, and we're looking at possibly going to back to Currents, but maybe with a smaller number of people. But we have scheduled that for $1,000 each. We're hoping we can make this, because it would really make a difference. So we're budgeting $3,750 in income for fundraisers. In 2020, we budgeted $4,700 and we gained 660. So we're being a little adventurous here, but we're going to give that a try. All in all, our projected income, we're looking at $9,250. Expenses, we have our usual office rent, storage, supplies, post office box, things of that nature, for a total of $4,450 versus $4,100 in 2020. Member expense, and this is if buying envelopes and other things that we use to increase our membership, is only $550. We budgeted $750 in 2020, and we spent about $500. So we're budgeting $550 again. Candidates, all our go-tos, everything. Of course, we didn't budget anything because we really didn't know how much we were going to be spending. So last year in 2020, we spent we budgeted $2,150. We've spent, this is just through.
There's a lot of money.
Just through 6 months, we spent $4,100. No, I'm sorry, three quarters, $4,100. And we've spent a little more than that. So we're only going to budget $1,000 basically for 2021. And then events, here again, we're looking at expenses for things like maybe we'll be able to have one parade later on in the year. Perhaps, the big one would be the Comal County Fair parade. And movies, we're hoping to do that once again, to have another good movie. So we would have expenses that we have to pay for the movies themselves. And otherwise, the wine garden might cost us some money. We'd have $500 there, $250 if we had another dinner, but these are just hoping that we can do these sorts of things for a total of $1,330. And then we have contributions that we pay. We did budget again, CCYD, the Young Democrats, $500, and Cycloviva, another $125, and the Chamber of Commerce that we belong to, and we pay a membership there for $300 every year for a total of $925. So, and with contingencies, so we would have, we balance with $9,250 in income and really $8,000 in expenses. So we've got a little contingency floating, about $900. That's our proposed budget. It'll be a lot of effort for us. We're going to hope we can make, and Rogers and Renee Henn, we worked at this quite a bit, and we really felt like, and when we were doing this, I think, Rogers, would you say you can go up and down if you agree. We really hoped that maybe we'd be, the coronavirus would be dwindling by that point, So we just don't know, but this is the best we could do from a budget. So we need to know if it can be approved by the membership. Non-members cannot vote, but members certainly can.
And everybody here is a member. Kathy, I saw your hand go up.
You did?
Yeah, it went up like that. So did you have a
Well, I
question?
may have just been moving around. But
Okay.
no, I didn't lose my hand. So.
All right. So do I have a motion to approve the budget for 2021?
Okay, my hand goes up.
There you go. Thank you. Kathy made a motion and Chili seconded. All right, everybody, and approve
Okay.
of the proposed budget for 2020.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Hand or thumbs up.
One hand for me, one hand for Peggy.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
Good. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Roger.
Maybe we'll get a very nice donation from somebody.
Well, and we've got to work on membership. We 183. We need to get over 200 now. We really have to work to pull membership in. I think that, and Angie's just been doing a fantastic job with getting people in. I think your tours with the Chamber of Commerce, Angie, those are good, and hopefully they'll be able to get started again next year. We'll have to just see. Or everybody will wear a mask.
I started out with 500 business cards, and I think I have about 20. So I give them to anybody that'll take them.
Yeah. There's not even very many at the office even.
No, I know. Yeah, I need to get some more ordered.
It's on that. All right.
Maryland.
So, nominating committee,
Yes.
and I'll speak for them.
Okay, go ahead, Marilyn. Thanks.
So there were no people volunteering for president or secretary, which are the two jobs that we're voting on this year for two-year terms. And then next year we'll be voting on vice president and secretary for 2 years.
Treasurer.
Sorry. And so I'm asking for nominations from the floor. We've got Kim has agreed to go on again as president. I guess we'll do this one at a time. And any nominations from the floor?
Please.
Silence. Do I have a motion to accept accept Kim's presidency for another 2 years? And
I'll make the motion for that.
And second it. Okay. And Joyce.
I'll second.
Please. Yeah.
And all in favor?
Aye.
I didn't vote for me.
And Marcia?
And then we have for secretary, we have Marcia, who has kindly agreed to do it for another 2-year term. And are there any nominations from the floor for secretary?
Hey, Tony's in.
And can I have a motion to accept Marcia for another 2-year term?
So moved.
Kathy?
Tony.
And Tony seconds it.
Who
Kathy
made the motion? Who? Tony made the motion?
made
Okay.
the motion and Tony seconded.
Who made the motion? Who did?
Kathy.
Kathy.
Kathy. Okay.
I saw her hand go up first.
And all in favor?
There you go.
Approved. Good.
Okay,
Good.
approved.
Oh my.
Okay.
Well,
And
well, thank you, everybody. And I know it was a tough year with the coronavirus, and it looks like maybe next year is going to be another challenging year. But I think we made a good start. We did a lot of activism. There was more volunteers helping than I've ever had before. But we can't just say, oh, we're past the presidential year. There's one race that I would like us to focus on. If we could find somebody to run against David Drestada, He's the current board president of Comal ISD. He sent out he's also president of the Canyon High School Athletic Club, or Athletic Boosters, whatever the official title of their club is. He sent out a letter that included the words China virus in it. And he's been on the board a long time. And if we can find a candidate to run against him, we need to do that. And after that came out, the way Comal ISD handled that, I found it appalling. The school district that I worked for so many years, they had a school board meeting in which a lot of people wanted to speak, including students. 3 students. 1 student was white. 1 student was Hispanic. 1 student was black. Which student do you think spoke? And I just found, and they limited to 10 people. They wanted 30 minutes. So each person had 3 minutes to speak. It ended up in the replay, there were only 9 people that spoke. And so it made Brittany Soto was one of the speakers. She got there very early, was the second person to sign up, and she did not get to speak. And she wondered if it's because they cut it at 9 speakers. But anyway, in my opinion, is if you are a school board member or any elected official, and public comments, it doesn't matter how many people want to speak, they all should be able to speak for their 3 minutes. And for 3 students wanting to speak, and only the white student from Smithson Valley High School got to speak. And
What's the guy's name? What's the man's name? David what?
Drestata. I would have to look it up how to spell. It's like Drastata.
Okay.
It's close to that. I never saw him this way in the years of, because he's been on the board long enough that it was during when I was employed there. And just things Comal has done this year has just really turned me thinking that it's the district does not have the reputation that I held it up to. Their reputation has been tarnished this year drastically. So anyway, that's the one goal that I would like to do. I spoke with Jackson Woollock yesterday, and I've asked them to ask students in his classes, especially in the 2 particular clubs that he helps with, Jolt, which is a Hispanic, registered Hispanic voters, and then the Black students student group. I think they're called Black Student Union, and to ask those students if they know any parent that would be in Drestata's district. He's in the single member district 2, so it covers like some of the 300 precincts, basically. So anyway, so if y'all know anybody who lives in Comal ISD and you think they might live in that district, please let me know. So anyway, that's what I have to say tonight. So we just cannot let up. We've started the infrastructure. We just need to build on it. Keep building. Just like Stacey, I heard a little video of Stacey Abrams being on some late night show. The plan she created was in 2010. That she had the written plan made, and she, they followed it through, and she said it's not, you don't go to somebody and say, oh, now it's time to vote, now vote for us. You have to create the relationships with them.
And don't you think that's where that that's one of the things. This coronavirus really hurt us because we didn't get out and really knock on doors and talk to people. You
Yeah.
can't, texting doesn't do the same thing, neither do the door
Well-
handles or anything else. Going out and knocking on those doors, that's how you get people to understand what you're about.
And I'm thinking if we can have a presence in different community groups, you know, if there's a neighborhood meeting, you know, for us to go there, not to go there, but start not being in attendance every single time, but start making connections with various groups. I know, you know, growing up in San Marcos, my parents were in a group called Bridge Builders, and it was building community between the Black community and the Hispanic community and the white community. And it was a few professors that joined in to do that. Well, you know, growing up, my situation of growing up changed because I went to some of the events. So, you know, it's not like being totally separated, like with the friends like in the neighborhood that I lived with. So to have friends outside the neighborhood group was helpful. I just think you know, last Friday, two people from Precinct 101, they want to continue block walking, and they had some success in one neighborhood, I think in Precinct 101. So I want them to encourage to go there and just keep building. Where the people in that on that street or in that neighborhood, they can trust Ashley and Oville. They can trust when they come there. They can trust that, you know, they're there not because they want something. It's because they want to help in that community. So yeah. That I just think that's something we need to do. And I know Chile, I know each one, so many of us have had experience with this. You know, we need to think about ways to make some where you're building that neighborhood bond. So that sort of, you know, and I, you know, if Ashley and Aville would just start with that one street and let, you know, get people on that one street to be comfortable with them and saying that, yeah, they understand us, we understand them. You know, we're the communications going back and forth. So I feel like we miss that. We're always in the rush to just do the election. And I know how election time is, but this is the time. Maybe we can focus in on David's
Let's
in the area with
look
David.
for another meeting or something. That it just sounds like this is the wrong time to be beating on us right now. Let's say goodnight and love each other and think some
Well,
positive.
I mean, it's but if y'all live in that area, that could be an area we can move into. So anyway, but I was very proud of how many volunteers we had. We did a lot of work. You know, the number of mailings that sent out, the number of postcards, the number of door hangers.
I think we did great. I think specifically, I commend you, Kim. You were the first one to jump in and figure out how this Zoom thing worked, and I mean, everyone just really just figuring out, you know, backing up and going in different directions and just making it fly anyway. I think it's everyone showing up with health issues to go work the polls, you know, literally risking your life for our democracy. I mean, every single person that was in on this meeting tonight.
Diana did too. So did Marilyn. So did Joyce. So did Tony.
I think we
also did shout out to Donna, who did our Twitter account, who was amazing.
Yeah. All of it, and the number of people that wanted to volunteer. The one thing that people didn't want to volunteer, and I totally understand, was going door to door.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
I think we had
maybe
some
maybe
fantastic
starting where we're not going door to door might be a way to try things. You know, for
I'm
your-
excited to use all we've learned going forward, even when things do get back to normal. We have found so many different ways and avenues to stay in contact with people. I'm really excited with where
Yeah.
we're going to go in January.
Yep. So
Well, and kudos to Kim, who came up with the great idea of sending postcards to every single high school senior. And
there were a lot
because
of
we
first-time
saw
voters that
more
came through.
first-time
A lot of
voters.
first-time
I'm
voters.
sure we probably registered a few Republicans, but still it was, and you know, and then we couldn't say what we were, but it was just, I could not believe the number of young people that came in to vote for the first time. It was great.
Yeah.
It really was. So kudos to Kim for coming up with that idea and
Well,
getting it
and
going.
League of Women Voters helped out on that. I mean, they finished that project. So
Yeah.
So and you know, so a lot of positive and it made me feel better to hear that Stacey Abrams started in 2010.
Well, I have her book on organizing to get out the vote. I haven't read it yet, but I think we might ought to read it as a group and get some ideas from it about
Yeah.
Okay.
how to organize here. And
If
so,
if you'll send me the info, I'll we can send out like a MailChimp and
okay, I
say
will
who
do
wants
that.
to join it. And I know you've been wanting a book club.
I do.
Yeah, so that's sort of
We
thing.
could
That's a
start
good
with
one to
Stacey
start with.
Abrams' book.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Oh, it could. Yeah.
Yeah, that would, it might be time.
It might
yeah.
be time.
So anyway, all right. Well, thanks everybody. And by my clock, everybody have a nice week.
7:58.
And,
Kim, do you want to tell people there's not going to be a December meeting at all?
oh yes, there's not going to be a December meeting.
I can
We
sleep
can
for a
figure
month
out a
for
way to
real.
have a charming Christmas party on Zoom.
Our Christmas gift to you is to have Sunday or December off. Congratulations.
But it might be a time. We might, you know, if we get that book, maybe December could be the time that we're reading on it. You know, before starting to have meetings. So
I'll send out the information about it and see if
Good.
y'all are interested.
yeah,
Thank you.
that sounds great. Sounds great. So anyway, all right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a
Kim.
lot.
Good
I
night.
appreciate everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Yes.
Good night.
And I'll send Janet. Don't quit yet, because Janet Hartnell Williams is trying to get back in.
Oh, okay.
But I can't get her in because I'm frozen. Everything on the participant
Oh,
side and the chat.
Got her. I'm sorry. I just got her. I apologize.
There you go.
All right. This concludes our meeting of the Democrats of Comal County for 2020 for November, and actually for the entire year. So thank you for joining us if you were joining on YouTube, and we will see you next year. Take care.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks.